I'm Dr. Griffin with Endodontics of the Rockies, and today we're going to go over rubber dams and their use. This video is entitled, Damn It, It's Easy. I'm going to go over the general principles of a rubber dam, and then I'm going to go over 3 customized ways that we use the rubber dam. This is just a nitrile piece of material. It doesn't have latex in it. We don't use the latex rubber dams. This rubber dam is basically a barrier, and if you look at the numbers here, these numbers represent the teeth in the mouth. This is a rubber dam frame. You just grab it like this and pinch this side, pull it over gently, not too tight because you want some slack in the rubber dam frame, and you just slowly pull it across those hooks. So here's what the teeth look like in the mouth. Starting from 1, this is the upper right quadrant. If we were to lay this on the patient like this, the upper right quadrant would be over here. Number 1 would be right there, working around to the top 2 front teeth, which is 8 and 9, and then your wisdom tooth 16, and then your bottom left wisdom tooth is 17, and then coming across the bottom to the lower right hand quadrant. These 4 dots are cheater dots in order to do things faster. You just load it like that, and let's say we were doing tooth 1. You'd come here and you'd punch right there at tooth 1, and that's a customized hole for tooth 1. You can imagine when you put the clamp on there and stretch it to tooth 1, it's on the right side of the patient's mouth, and there's plenty of rubber dam over here on the left to stretch over to tooth 1. This is the general style of doing a rubber dam. Let me go over the 3 different styles that we do here at Endodontics of the Rockies. The first style is loaded, not over the nose, custom punch. So that's what this looks like. I call these the uprights, so they look like football uprights. The rubber dam is not over the top of the uprights. That means the patient's nose will be free. It will be something like that. It's not over the nose. So when you put it even with the uprights, it won't be over the nose. And then what you can do is you can think about which quadrant the tooth is in. So go to the center of the rubber dam with your punch. There's the center, and if I was doing tooth 1 again, I would just come up from the center just a little bit, and that would be tooth 1. That's kind of the cheater way of doing a quick customized rubber dam punch. The next rubber dam is loaded on the frame, over the nose, and custom punch. So this is pretty much like the first rubber dam, except it's over the nose. So there's over the nose. We go to the center of the rubber dam with our punch, just like this. Once we're in the center, then we move to the quadrant we're working in, quadrant 1, tooth 1, make our punch. Exact same as the first one, except one's not over the nose and one is. The third customized method of rubber dam is not loaded, so not on the frame. It is over the nose and it's center punched. So you basically just take a rubber dam. This is very simple, and you punch it in the middle. Or as close to the middle as you can get. There. There's over the nose, not loaded, center punch. Those are the 3 customized areas, or customized rubber dams that we use. This is the rubber dam punch. We don't buy any other punches, only the ones that look like this. They work really well. We have one in the op, in all the ops. We do not have one in the consult room. We do have one in the lab. So the ops and the lab are where these live. Okay, so now I want to go over the clamp. We don't say rubber dam clamp to a patient. We would say tooth clip. This is an anterior rubber dam clamp. This is number 9. Memorize the numbers, there's only 4 of them. This is a little premolar rubber dam clamp for upper and lower premolars. This is number 7 for molars, upper and lower, and this is number 14 for molars, upper and lower. Those are the only rubber dam clamps that we have at Endodontics, the Rockies. Number 7 is for first molars. Number 14 is for second molars, top and bottom. If a tooth is really carious and it doesn't have good margins for number 7 to clip on, you'll have to use number 14. It's a little bit more aggressive. If you look at it, the little clips kind of dive down into the gingiva. It causes a little bit more trauma, not a lot, but a little bit, and holds on a little better. 14's a little nicer to the gingiva, but those are both relatively interchangeable. If you notice, the difference between the premolar and the molar is just the size of the tooth that it goes around. Now I'm going to show you how to load a rubber dam. So when you have your rubber dam, we're going to use the not over the nose customized punch here. Let's say we're doing number 2, so we're going to use a 14 clamp. And what you always want to remember is the back side of the clamp goes towards the patient's throat. So there's the patient's throat, and the back side of the clamp on an upper tooth is like it's going down the patient's throat. If this was a lower tooth, that would be switched around, and that little rim on that rubber dam would go down the patient's throat. So lower teeth look like that, upper teeth look like this. The way I like to load it is you pinch the right side and you slide it around the wing of the clamp. Then you pinch this clamp, and as you're pulling it over, you don't want to get it caught on the hooks, and you pull it around the wing and you let go. Now your clamp is loaded in the rubber dam. And then you take the rubber dam forceps, and this little thing holds it open, and now your whole setup is ready to hand to the doctor. So when you're handing it to the doctor, a top tooth, you hand the rubber dam setup upside down. So it'll come in like this, and then the doctor will just flip it and clamp the tooth. Okay, so for a rubber dam setup for the lower, notice where the ridge of the clip is and how it's going down the patient's throat. And when you're handing for a lower, you're going to hand it to them straight up. The whole setup will be straight up like this, and then the doctor will just put it on the tooth, release the safety, and clip it on the tooth. When you're doing the non-loaded method, just the clip is loaded in the rubber dam, but not on the frame. The doctor will place it on the tooth and have your frame ready to hand to your doctor, and then they'll put the frame on after the rubber dam is on the tooth. Sometimes we do a couple teeth, and I want to teach you about the split rubber dam technique. Pinch there, gently pull this over, hook it on. It's on the top now, and then gently pull it over the bottom left and gently pull over the bottom right. That's how you load onto a frame. With the split rubber dam technique, the goal with this is to not clip or not clamp the tooth that you're working on. Maybe there's not enough tooth to clamp. So what you do is, let's say we're working in the bottom left quadrant. So I go to the center of the rubber dam and then bottom left. So that's where my punch is going to be. That's my orientation mark, and that's where my punch is going to be. Oh, sorry, bottom right quadrant. Let's say it's tooth number 30. With the split rubber dam technique, you'll make two punches close to each other. Like that. And then you'll come in with scissors and you'll cut it. The round part of the punch keeps it from ripping. If I just came in here with scissors and cut, the rip would propagate up through the rubber dam. And then this is a lower tooth, so the back side of the rubber dam clip goes down the patient's throat. So you would load it like this, remembering that the nose is always through the uprights. And it looks just like a single punch, but once this clip is on the tooth, it allows the doctor to pull over additional teeth. The tooth in front and the tooth behind are the teeth that you're clamping. Your doctor might ask you for some floss or for a little piece of rubber dam to wedge in that front tooth to keep it on the front tooth, and the clip holds it on the back tooth. And then the tooth that you're working on doesn't have a clamp or floss or anything on it. So rubber dams are easy once you understand them, and you understand the 3 different ways we use them here at Endodontics The Rockies. And damn it, it's easy. So they don't have any latex in them, being a latex-free office. Where's my stamp? It's not that hard to put a rubber dam on. And, okay, what's that one? The clamps, the rubber dam clamps. That's their proper name. Pinch there, gently pull over, then cut that out, Eva. Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows, only time.
It's not that hard to put a rubber dam on.
This video is entitled It's Easy.
The bass and the tweeters make the speakers go to war. The mighty trumpet brings the freaks out to the floor. The bass and the tweeters make